The heart space intention that I've been offering this week is to consider new beginnings and how they are constantly occurring around us, right? We always have this opportunity to reset and to reconnect and to realign. And this intention started yesterday on Monday, and Monday is my day where I begin a new sequence and offer a new intention. And then sometimes it's similar to the end of the week. It looks similar, feels similar, the intention is similar. And sometimes by the time we get to the end of the week, my sequence and what I want to offer has changed quite a bit. And I think there's this like natural, organic kind of flow of life, and there are constantly these new beginnings and shifts that are taking place in and around us. And our yoga practice helps to create this steady foundation so that when things in life shift and change, we can feel connected and grounded throughout that. Especially through the breath, right? Every cycle of breath is this opportunity to restart, to realign. So we're going to start in Shavasana on the back body. Unless you would like to begin somewhere else, and you can start wherever feels good for you. And you'll go ahead and settle into the earth support. If it feels okay, let your eyes drop shut. And then we'll spend these first couple moments connecting to breath. And in these first couple moments, as we arrive together, not only to this new day, but also into our yoga practice, into these 60 minutes that you've chosen to take out of your day, or to connect, to move with mindfulness and intention. So as we transition into our sacred space and into our bodies and breath, we transition into this reset, 60-minute reset. Feeling each breath in and each breath out. When you're ready, start to slow down each breath in and each breath out. Focusing on the length of your exhale in particular. So every new breath, every fresh breath is a little bit deeper and fuller. And every exhale is a little bit slower and more complete. And as you deepen your breath and slow down your breath, feel the weight of your body melt into the earth. Give yourself permission to let go and allow yourself just to be held for these next couple of moments. There's an area of your body that is feeling uncomfortable. There's tension or tightness. If you can adjust that area of your body, give yourself permission to adjust. If the discomfort is a little bit deeper, visualize your breath sending healing energy to that space. Maybe this is a part of your physical body. Maybe this is a piece of your heart or something within your mind. But allow your deep breath to reach into those spaces to offer healing and love and light. In this last moment before we begin to move our bodies, consider an individual intention for your practice, or maybe something that you are hoping to begin but haven't quite taken that first step yet. And perhaps these 60 minutes can move you in that direction. Maybe this can be the first step in moving you towards that new beginning that maybe you've been craving for a while and putting off. Maybe there's a new inspiration that you'd like to pursue. Can your yoga practice provide you the platform to which you can move towards that thing? Giving ourselves this opportunity to cultivate inspired action through this sacred space and through the deep desires of our hearts and minds. Holding that intention right at your heart space, take a big breath in through your nose. And then whenever you're ready, an open mouth exhale to release. And 2 more just like that, a big breath in through your nose. And a cleansing exhale all the way to empty. And then 1 more time, deep breath in through your nose. And clearing exhale out of your mouth, let it go. And seal your lips and start to breathe in and out of your nose. And eventually start to reach your hands up and overhead into a full body stretch. Down to your toes. You might also circle through your ankles and your wrists. So you need a little bit of movement into your joints, and then slowly start to bring both knees into your chest. As you draw your thighs and take a little rock from side to side. Maybe circle your knees so you can massage your low back on the earth. Good, and then go ahead and take both your hands over to your right shin and lengthen your left leg out into when you're moving pose. So left leg goes long and heavy to the earth. And then take your right knee a little bit wider than your rib cage. And draw your right knee a little bit closer towards your right shoulder. So you can still get that compression between your belly and your thigh, but you're avoiding the squeeze on your ribs. So nice and comfortable so you can breathe really deep. As you breathe in through your nose, fill your lungs all the way to the top. Feel your rib cage expand, and then with your exhale, go ahead and find a supine twist. Tip your right knee over your body. As your right arm opens to the right, let your right shoulder get heavy. And think about reaching your right knee way over to the wall on the left side of your yoga mat. So your right knee is reaching away from the midline, helping to deepen your twist. And then breathe your intention into your right side. Maybe twist a little bit deeper as you breathe out. And keep your legs as they are. And start to reach your left arm overhead and roll into a half beetle pose. So your left ear is going to rest into your left bicep. Your right knee, let it slide to rest to the earth. And then you can stay here or bend your left heel towards your seat. Maybe you reach with your right hand to catch your left, but sometimes you got to lift up a little bit to create that connection. And then you can lower your ear into your bicep again. So creating a thigh stretch to your left thigh. Navel gently pulls to your spine. Maybe let your right shoulder lean back a bit. The angle of where your left foot is in space is going to change the sensations. You can explore a little bit if that's interesting to you. Or if you found a sweet spot, just stay there as you take 1 more breath. And then as you breathe out, let your left leg go long. We're going to slow motion roll into a figure 4, right ankle on our left thigh. As you arrive to your back body and start to create your hip opening, find square through your hips. Either keep your left foot on the ground or bring up whole figure 4 towards your heart. Make sure you flex your right ankle so there's support for your knee, and then maybe take a little tip from side to side. And just seeing how the angle of the shape can change the sensation of the pose. Then reach 1 more to 2 more slow cycles of breath towards your right hand. from here, you're gonna release your right leg out across the earth. When you're moving full second side, switch your hips to grip your left shin, and then let your left knee go a little bit wider today. And pull your left knee towards your left armpit. Maybe draw your navel to your spine and gently reach your tailbone forward to the front of your yoga mat, so you're really long and spacious through your back body. Then reach a full breath into your belly. And on your exhale, supine twist, left knee tips over to the right this time. Think about widening your collarbones across your chest and reach your left knee again away from the midline, creating that deeper ribs rotation. And take one more slow breath in. Think about breathing your intention along your left side. And a slow breath out. Then we're going to move into that kind of half fetal pose. So keep your left knee draped across your body. You're going to roll to your right side body. Let your right ear rest into your right bicep, and then pull your your right heel to your seat and catch your right foot maybe with your left hand. You can sometimes get a lift up, create the connection, and then you can drop back into the support of your right bicep. And then adjust until you find that comfortable shape here. Breathe into the stretch of your right quadricep if you have the hand to foot connection. And one more cycle of breath. Then take all the time that you need. We're going to release and roll into figure four. And we'll meet in our hip opening, left ankle on your right thigh. And then just see what this side needs. So hips can be moody in general, and then often there's one hip that's a little bit moodier than the other. So with an active left ankle, explore the space, explore the shape. And then again, send your healing breath into the stickiest part of your pose. And take one more breath in. Then as you breathe out, start to unwind your legs. Place your feet down to the earth for a gentle bridge pose. So to open the fronts of our hips, we're going to reach down for our feet. Once the four corners of your feet are anchored to the earth, you can send your tailbone forward and up to lift your pelvis. And this doesn't have to be a crazy high bridge pose. So just a slight inversion. Feeling that slope from your knees to your sternum. And the rootedness of your feet. And then imagine you have a yoga block between your hip points, right? Hugging into the center line at the center of your body. You can also imagine you have a yoga block between your thighs, but that yoga block, and imagine a yoga block between your hip points is to help activate your core, your deep core. Feeling that subtle body engagement of that hug into your spine, to your center. Maybe take one more breath here. You might lift your hips just slightly higher, feeling into that new space that you're starting to create in your body. And then exhale, slow motion, lower all the way down to the earth. And when your hips arrive to your yoga mat, just take a moment to pause. Okay, from here, go ahead and bring your knees into an upside down tabletop shape, a 90-degree bend. Then with your knees tucked over your hip points, flex your feet. As you pull into your belly, reach both hands up to the sky, palms facing in. We're going to do our dead bug core engagement this morning to help with the coordination of our hands and legs, but also that wrap to center, which we'll use when we start to twist in a little bit. So on your next breath in, begin to reach your left leg forward to a hover and reach your right hand out overhead. So opposites extend slow. Low back stays anchored, and on your exhale, bring yourself right back to that starting point. Slowly bend your left knee to 90. Reach your right hand to the sky. Okay, switching sides. Inhale, lengthen your right leg forward. Reach your left hand overhead. Actively pull your front ribs down, your navel to your spine, so your back body is rooted to the earth. And exhale, slowly back to start. Right knee to 90, left hand to the sky. We'll take it 2 more times each side. So inhale, left leg lengthens, right hand reaches overhead. If that's it, good. And exhale, back to start, really taking your time, maybe adding resistance against yourself. Inhale your right leg forward, your left hand reaches. Try to preserve that connection of your whole low back to the earth. And exhale back to your starting point. Your front ribs, your front body is pulling in super strong. Last round, left leg forward, right hand overhead with your inhale. Reach, 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 length through your left heel to your right fingertips. And exhale back to start. Last one here, press your right heel forward, reach your left fingertips overhead. And find that containment through your front line. That's the most important part. It's going to anchor your back to the earth, and exhale back to start. And go ahead and just release your knees to your chest. Take a big breath through your nose. Maybe a cleansing exhale out of your mouth, let it go. And then please make your way up to a tabletop pose, so all fours. You're going to bring your shoulders to stack right over your wrists, your hips right above your knees. And with your fingers nice and wide, just one round of cat-cow. Inhale to your cow shape, so harden tailbone lift. Feel your ribcage pull forward as you stretch your sits bones back. And then exhale to your cat pose, ground your spine. Now push your hands down and forward, your knees press back. And as you find a neutral spine, so just long from crown to tail, go ahead and breathe your right hand up to the sky. Turn your heart open to the right, so a big twist open. Then on your exhale, thread your right hand underneath your body. Reach your right hand to the left. Just tap your right ear to the earth for a moment. And then inhale, pull back open. Reach your right hand to the sky again. Turn your heart to the right. And then to open through your shoulder, on your exhale, swim your right hand overhead towards the front of your yoga mat. And then turn your right fingertips to the earth out in front of you. Reach your left fingertips out and dive your heart down towards the ground. So hips high, heart low. Breathe here. And take one more breath here. And start to push into your hands. Use your core to lift your heart up. Get strong through your left fingers and walk your right hand to stack underneath your right shoulder. And push your right hand and open to the left hand to the sky. Big breath in. And thread your left hand underneath your body as you breathe out. Take a little pause. Then inhale, peel back, open again. Left hand to the sky, heart to the left. And on your exhale, swing your left hand overhead towards the front of your yoga mat. And again, turn your fingertips out in front of you. Dive your chest to the ground or forehead to the ground. Take 2 breaths. Anahatasana, your heart mountain pose. And then whenever you are ready to make your way up into downward facing dog, I'm going to push the earth away. Zip up through your core. Walk your hands back beneath your shoulders. Tuck your toes and slowly send your sits bones to the sky. And take a moment to pedal out through your feet. To relax the weight of your head. Maybe allowing yourself to approach your practice as if it were a new beginning, the first time you ever took a down dog. Experiencing every shape as if it were the first time. That beginner's mindset. Then walk forward into your forward fold, Uttanasana. Just soften your knees, let your head fall heavy. Just take one slow breath in. A slow breath out, maybe leaning a little bit forward and back. With softness in your knees, inhale towards your halfway lift. So allow your knees to still be bent, but think about lengthening from crown to tail, sit bones stretch back. Good, exhale, forward fold, release. Rise all the way to stand, Urdhva Hastasana. Your inhale lifts you up tall. And then keep a little softness in your knees, and on your exhale, open arm twist to the right. Reach your right hand back and your left hand forward. And think about your core as the power to keep your hips square to the front of your yoga mat. And then you're twisting against that. So you might not twist very far, but your core is super active here. Follow an inhale to reach both hands up to the sky. And exhale, twist in the opposite direction, left hand back, right hand forward. Again, you're using your core to keep your hips facing the front of your yoga mat. You give it one more moment, feeling that strength of your center. And you'll inhale, reach both hands to the sky, Urdhva Hastasana. And exhale, soft knees, forward fold all the way down towards the earth. Take a halfway lift as you breathe in. And step your left foot to the back of your yoga mat with your breath out. Go ahead and dip your left knee to a hover. Find your cow lunge. Reach your heart forward and through your biceps. Let your left knee reach down and back towards your left toes. Left heel reaches to the wall behind you. Think about maybe engaging your left glute slightly to open your left hip a little bit more. So a way to engage your left glute here is by pushing down through your left ball mound of your foot. So left toes. And when you're ready, slowly start to lengthen your legs towards your cat lunge. So any amount of extension. Plug your right thigh bone in, hug your left hip crease forward. You might see how it feels to lift your left heel high as well. You also have the option to dorsiflex your right toes to the sky, so to lift your right toes up towards the ceiling. Give yourself that extra moment here. Then bend into your front knee. Leading with your heart space chair pose, you're going to step your left foot to the top of your yoga mat again. Get really heavy through your hips and lift through your heart. Let's take a moment to settle into your chair. Bring your hands a comfortable width for your shoulders. So you might take your hands a little bit wider if that feels better. If that feels like there's more freedom around your neck. But think about lifting your thumbs up to the sky so you feel energy at the back of your heart space. Your upper back is active. Full breath in. On your exhale, forward fold release. Take a halfway lift, lengthen on your spine. And on your exhale, step your right toes to the back of your yoga mat. You're going to hover your right knee to the earth and find your cow lunge second side. So we're just starting to create a little bit of space to our hips, our hamstrings. You're going to check in to see how you feel in our breath again. So think about slow, steady inhale and slow, steady exhale. Especially early in the morning, these shapes can feel extra sticky. So let the breath be that check-in moment. And also your connection to the present moment. Imagine you could pull your sternum away from your right knee, get a little bit longer through your front line for this last breath here. And then you're going to lengthen out your legs into your hamstring stretch, your cat lunge. And again, checking in with your options. So right heel can be low or high. Left toes can be grounded or flexed to the sky. Think about the hug forward of your right hip crease, that plugging in of your left thigh bone. And think about untucking your tailbone towards the ceiling, kind of like the bottom half of a cow pose. And as you hug that imaginary block between your hip points again, that subtle core connection right deep in your belly. You're going to bend into your front knee. And then go ahead and step forward into your chair pose. Again, lead with your heart. Use your strong left leg to step your right foot to the top and settle into your seat. Big breath in. Good. Knees stay square, hips stay square. On your exhale, sweep your right hand back into an open arm twist to the right. On your next breath in, bring it right back to center, right hand reaches forward. Exhale to the left hand sweeps back to keep your knees square, your core is working hard. Then inhale forward through your chair pose with Vinyasa. Exhale, forward fold, release. Okay. Take your left fingertips to the earth and soften through your left knee. We're going to twist open to the right. So left fingertips low, bend your left knee. Reach your right hand to the sky, and as you turn your heart to the right, lengthen on your right leg. Let your right shin bone reach back into space. As you wrap your foot to the right, lean your right shoulder back. Big breath in. With your exhale, you're going to swing your right hand overhead. Bend both of your knees into your forward fold. Okay, second side, take your right fingertips to the earth. Bend your right knee and start to peel open to the left. So left leg's going long, left hand to the sky. Lean your left shoulder back. Take an inhale. And on your exhale, you're going to swing your left hand forward overhead, bend both of your knees into your forward fold. Take a halfway lift at center. And step back into a high plank pose. Plant your hands, step your feet back. Then pause for your inhale. Your knees can be up or down as you hold for your exhale. Just taking a second to reestablish that strong core connection here. Try to find length between your shoulders and your ears, strength at your thighs, and a steady breath. We're going to inhale forward towards tippy toes. And then knees up or down, super slow motion, lower all the way to your belly. Elbows hug in tight by your side bodies to help light up your triceps. And as you reach the earth, untuck your toes. Inhale to your low cobra, press to your toenails, and peel your heart off of the earth. Good, exhale to release. Inhale to a low cobra or maybe a high cobra. So feel free to lift up a little bit taller if that feels healthy for your spine. And then exhale to release. This time inhale to low cobra, high cobra, or perhaps you're ready for an upward facing dog. Lengthen your arms, lift your thighs. We'll all meet in downward facing dog. So you can move through child's pose, tabletop, or you can slowly hike your pelvis up and back to your downward facing dog. Yeah, good. And take a breath in here and a breath out here. Now walk your feet like one paw print forward. And then take your feet as wide as your yoga mat. You can always adjust this as you go. So you're in a short and wide down dog, any amount of softness in your knees. Push the earth away, let your head hang heavy. Then take your right hand to the outside of your left ankle. You're actively pressing down forward with your left hand, you're rooting with your feet. Bend your right elbow and pull your heart underneath your body to the left. Try to relax the weight of your head. So you twist and rinse to the left, breathe into the back of your heart space. And stay as you exhale. And switching hands, reach your right hand forward. And sweep your left hand underneath the outside of your right ankle. Bend at your elbow, twist your heart to the right. Push the earth away. Your core is strong here. Breathe to the back of your heart, that space between your shoulder blades. And as you exhale, twist a little bit deeper. And then reach your left hand forward and walk forward into your forward fold, Uttanasana. Go ahead and lift up halfway as you breathe in. And step your left foot to the back of your yoga mat as you breathe out. Okay, from here, dip your left knee down to the ground. Push your right foot, lift your heart in your hands. So though our back knee is on the earth, you want to make sure our right foot's super rooted. So we still have this really active lunge. Pull your navel in crazy strong. So your core is working really hard here. That might also light up your left glute. Take a big breath in. And on your exhale, open arm twist to the right. Step your right hand back and reach your left hand forward. And then rather than just like twisting from our space in our body, think about twisting from the strength in your body. So use your core to pull your heart to the right. Press the back of your right hand to the wall behind your heart. And take a big breath in. On your exhale, take your right hand to your low back, fingertips facing your tailbone. And inhale, reach your left hand to the sky. So like an exalted crescent, but left back knee still down. Lengthen your tailbone. You're going to pull your ribcage up out of your pelvis. And then from here, we're going to go into a prayer twisted lunge. So hook your left elbow to the outside of your right thigh. Bring your palms together. As you push your palms together and twist your heart to the right, press to your right foot. Option to lift your back knee off the ground. So just an option, left knee lifted. Encourage your right knee slightly and energetically wide as well as your left. And then feel your heart rinse to the right. Lean your right shoulder back. Actively push down through your feet. Think about every inhale as the power to lengthen your spine. Every exhale is that reset to twist a little bit deeper. But push down through your feet, going all the way to your high crescent. Take your time, that's a big transition. Rise all the way up, big breath in. Good job. And on your exhale, hinge your heart forward, airplane your arms beside you. Tip your weight to your right foot. Slide or step to chair pose. Left toes can slide or take a big step forward with your left foot. Lift your heart in your hands. Tip your weight to your left foot and rise up with your right leg into a one-legged Tadasana. So right leg and your hands are all elevated. You can flex or point your right toes, just make sure there's energy there. Re-engage through your belly and twist to the right one more time. Right hand reaching back. Left hand will reach forward. You can take your gaze to the right or to your right thumb for balance challenge. You can take your right hand to your low back to make sure your hips stay square, and the twist is just happening in the upper body of the torso. You can also take your left hand to the outside of your right thigh. Use that as leverage to twist a little bit deeper. Maybe your right hand reaches back again. Go ahead and unwind the face forward. One-legged Tadasana, big breath in. Step back into a high crescent lunge from here. So right toes to the back of your yoga mat this time. Lift your heart, lift your hands with an inhale. Good, and hands down to the earth as you exhale. Right hand becomes your base. Okay. Twist your left hand to the sky, heart going to the left. You can stay here or find a side plank. Step your left foot back to step over your right. Or you can drop your right knee to the earth if you want a little added support. So listening to your body, micro bend your right elbow. Modified or traditional side plank, right hand your base, big breath in. On your exhale, swing your left hand overhead towards the top of your yoga mat, like a side body stretch. And find your high plank pose at center. We're gonna inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower halfway or all the way this time, chaturanga. And open your heart as you breathe in, up dog or cobra. Take your time, downward facing dog with your exhale. And breathe in through your nose. And breathe out of your mouth. But then inhale, lift your heels up high. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward. And then step or hop to the top, forward fold. Once you arrive, take a halfway lift, shoulders draw out of your ears, long and strong. And step your right toes to the back of your yoga mat. Release your right knee down to the earth. And drive through your left foot to lift your heart in your hands. So really strong, really active. And again, do your best to find the more supported version of your shape. So what would it take in your body to feel steadier here? Maybe that's deepening your breath. Maybe that's the front ribs pulling in. Maybe that's actively pushing your left foot, your right knee. And then when you're ready, inhale, ribcage lifts out of pelvis. And exhale to twist to the left. Left hand's reaching back, right hand reaches forward. And recruit your core again to rinse and rotate you more to the left. Back of your left hand pressing to the wall behind you. Good. Head to that version of an exalted crescent. Left hand to your low back, fingertips to the earth. Root through your right knee and up through your right fingertips. You might lean back a little bit, but think more up than back. Good. Take your inhale. And then on your exhale, head into the prayer twist. Start with just the upper body. Hook your right elbow outside of your left thigh. Bring your palms to kiss your fingertips together if you like Hakini Mudra. Root through your right elbow. And you feel your left knee moving nice and wide. Option to lift your back knee off the earth. Drive to your left foot, press to your right toes. Feel that lengthen the crown of your head to your right heel. Make sure your right hip point is nice and buoyant and it's not collapsing inward. And if you feel your right hip collapsing in, think about pulling it up and wide. It's going to challenge your left glute a little bit more, and it's going to challenge your twist. Big push here, root through your feet, high crescent lunge. Always use your hands on your left thigh to help support you up. And that's a huge transition, and your legs are already in the target. Airplane, hinge your heart forward. Another big transition, you choose slide or step to chair pose. So tip your weight forward, use your left leg to pull you into your seat. Full breath in. As you hand your weight over to the right, you're gonna rise up with your left leg, one-legged Tadasana. And you feel your sternum stretch towards the ceiling, get a little bit prouder through your heart space. Recruit more of your muscles to help hold you up so your right glute, your inner thigh are strong. The stabilizers of your right ankle and start to twist to the left. Right hand forward, left hand back. You have lots of options, so left hand can go to lumbar, right hand can go to the outside of your left thigh. You can do both. That's a little bit more challenging for balance because you don't have the spread of your center of gravity through your wings. Can you slow down your breath for your last cycle here? You're really intentional inhale through your nose. Maybe even a slow open mouth exhale, let it go. We'll unwind the face forward. We're going to take a big step into our crescent lunge. Place your left toes to the back of your yoga mat. Lift your heart in your hands. On your exhale, hands to the earth, bring your right foot. Twist your right hand to the sky. You can, of course, stay right here. You can even drop your back knee, or left hand becomes your base for Vashisthasana, side plank. And use your core to step your right foot back. Again, traditional side plank, or you have the option to lower your left knee to your modified side plank. Spin your sternum up towards your right thumb. Think about your left pec moving to the sky. Breathe your right hand up and overhead. Do that side body stretch. And high plank pose on your exhale. Breathe in to shift forward. Vinyasa or down dog, either take your chaturanga or go directly up and back to your downward dog. Let your knees settle to the earth. Just take 3 breaths in child's pose. You can, of course, stay in your down dog, or it could be in a forearm plank or a dolphin. Whatever you need, 3 cycles of breath. Letting your breath offer you that new beginning, that reset, that reconnection to the moment. Every cycle of breath, giving us that option, that decision to realign. Slowly shift forward into downward facing dog. We have this last little mini layer, and then we'll be on the earth. So in your downward facing dog, please inhale your right leg to the sky. And on your exhale, take your right knee to your left tricep underneath your body. Reach your right leg through for a half fallen triangle. So flex your foot, stay square to start. You can kind of wiggle your left toes back if you need to. Your left heel is high, your left hip point is reaching down. And you're gonna pull your heart forward. You're gonna untucking your tailbone back. Following triangle next, let your left heel anchor to the earth. Open your heart to the left, left hand to the sky. Awesome, breathe your left hand overhead towards the top of your yoga mat, that side body stretch. Head into your three-legged dog. Exhale to land your left hand and inhale, reaches your right toes to the ceiling. Take a big step forward, place your right foot to the top of your yoga mat. From here, high crescent lunge, press your feet, rise all the way up as you breathe in. Good, on your exhale, hinge forward into airplane arms. Now we're going to take a big transition here. So right leg is your base. You're going to slowly start to rise up with your left leg to a one-legged Tadasana. So left toes can slide or pick up your leg. Left leg comes with you, one-legged Tadasana. Take your time. If it's a little bit clunky this morning, no worries. Twisting to the left, reach your left hand back, right hand forward. Option to extend your left leg out if you'd like. Full breath in. Full breath out. Unwind your heart to face forward. Left leg can stay long or be bent. High crescent lunge, tuck your left toes to the back of your yoga mat. Breathe in nice and tall. Then dip your left knee to a hover or to the earth. So the hover is going to be more challenging. The earth is a little bit more support. Let your right hip plug in, left heel is high. Twist to the right. Inhale, lengthen through your spine. And exhale, rotate a little bit deeper. Left knee still hovering or left knee to the earth. Take your right hand to your low back, fingertips to the ground, and breathe your left hand up to the sky. Tailbone heavy, full breath in. On your exhale, twisted low lunge. So left hand to the earth, lengthen your left leg. Twist your right hand to the sky, full breath in. Swing your right hand overhead towards the front of the room, big forward stroke, opening your shoulder, right hand to the ground. From here, step back into your high plank pose. Take your inhale. You choose Vinyasa or down dog as you exhale. So does that chaturanga feel like a good reset for you? Would you prefer to skip it? Okay, all right, back and down dog. We have second side, then we're on the earth. Take a big breath in. Then exhale out. Just inhale your left leg to the ceiling. And then exhale, left knee towards your right tricep. Shoulders square, half fallen triangle. Extend your left leg through the left. Flex your left foot. I usually slide my right toes back a little bit. And then pull your heart forward. So your whole body is a plank except your left leg that is reached underneath you. You're opening the outside of your left leg, your IT band. And then following triangle, spin your right toes to the earth, so your right toes point to the right, and reach your right hand at the sky. Pull your heart forward. Breathe your right hand over your head, so that forward stroke through your right arm, opening your shoulder. Three-legged dog, right hand to the earth, left leg to the sky. Step your left foot forward between your thumbs. Take a moment to lengthen out. Here we go, high crescent, deep breath in. On your exhalation, airplane hinge. You don't have to tip very far forward. Tip your weight to your left leg. We're gonna rise up with our right leg. So shift forward, right toes can of course slide across the earth. The right leg goes all the way up to your one-legged Tadasana. Once you've found yourself in your one-legged Tadasana, twist to the right. And of course, the optional extension of your right leg forward. Then push your heel forward, so your right hip stays in line with your left. And you can keep your leg long. We're gonna unwind our upper body to face forward again, big breath in. High crescent lunge, step your right toes back when you're ready. Good, lifting that high. Right knee's gonna dip to a hover or to the earth. It's up to you. Good, zip up to your front line. Your right hip points, or right knees moving slightly and energetically wide. Right hip points hug to center. Then twist to the left. That rinse, that release. Left hand's going to your low back. Fingertips to the ground. Sweep your right hand to the sky. So bent knee, tall, exalted. So you don't have to lean back. Let your tailbone be heavy. Just think rib cage out of pelvis. Beautiful. And then tip it forward into your twisted low lunge. Right hand to the earth. Right leg goes long, left hand to the sky. Now take that forward stroke with your left arm up and overhead towards the front of your yoga mat. And then left hand lands on the outside of your left foot. Step back into a high plank pose. You choose Vinyasa or down dog. And we'll all meet in a seat at the top of our yoga mat. So you can choose to hop forward and step forward. You can tiptoe forward. And you'll take a bend with your knees and your booty find the earth. Maybe grab a little sip of water if you are thirsty. And then we're gonna make our way to the back body. So when you're ready, when you're ready, we're gonna flex our feet into the earth using our heel anchors to lower us down. You can of course skip this and just relax back if you prefer that. As you drive your heels into the earth, reach your heart and hands to the ceiling, deep breath in. And use the rootedness of your heels to slow motion hinge you back. Try to keep your hands reaching out above your head for as long as you can. And then when you need the counterweight, start to slowly send your hands forward. Continue to lower all the way down. You can of course slide your heels in closer and adjust the placement of your feet. Keep that firm connection to the earth. You settle all the way back into a full body stretch. Take a deep inhale through your nose. Maybe an open mouth exhale, let that breath go. And then bend your knees, place your feet to the earth. Figure for your right ankle on top of your left thigh. Let your right knee go wide with an inhale. And then tip that whole figure four over to the left as you exhale. So figure four twist. Kind of wiggle your feet around until you find that sweet spot. Your left hand might reach down to grab your right ankle. You flex your right ankle. Then feel your right knee reach forward to the front of the room. Right hip crease lengthens forward to the front of the room. And take a couple slow and steady breaths. As your breath helps to slow things down, slowing down the beat of your heart, be slowing down your mind, and visualize your breath as healing energy and reach it throughout your body. Feeling your breath as nourishment for your muscles and your bones. When you're ready to switch sides, go ahead and tip your figure four back to the center line. Place your right foot to the earth. If you want to take a couple of windshield wipers from side to side, you can. And then we're just going to go directly to second side, so left ankle on your right thigh. Open your left knee away and then tip your figure four over to the right. Right hand can reach back down to grab your left ankle. Left hand can stretch out to the side if that feels good. Just until you find your sweet spot, long and spacious to your left side. And then invite your breath Begin to wash across your body. Think about every exhale, rinsing and clearing away. Wiping the slate clean for that reset, that refresh that our practice can provide us. And so you feel balanced in your figure four twist, which might be now, or that might be in 2 more breaths, 3 more breaths, just listening inward to your body. You'll eventually tip yourself back to center. Unwind your legs, bring your knees to your chest. An option for a happy baby pose, or maybe one other final shape in your body, whatever you might need to feel more balanced, more complete. Once you've taken your time to work your way through that final shape, you're on your way to Shavasana, your final relaxation. So you can stretch out right away. Might feel nice to bring your knees into your heart and roll your nose up to your knees. Taking a big, big breath in. Then on your exhale, go ahead and release everything out long. Again, taking your time to arrive to your Shavasana. If you're taking any final shapes or movements to balance out. But when you do settle into the earth support eventually, then your eyes drop shut. Feel your breath move into the back of your body. Feel every exhale drop you in a little bit deeper. And with each cycle of breath, again, we have that option to reset. So if you notice your mind begin to wander, bring your attention back to breath in and breath out. To begin again, to reconnect to this moment right here, right now. If as you settle into the earth, a clearing breath would feel good to help you drop a little bit deeper. Take a nice deep breath in through your nose. And cleansing exhale out. Feel any lingering tension release from your body as you release into the earth below. Just take one more moment to be here. And Mondays are beautiful days for new beginnings. But we don't need to wait until the next Monday comes around to reset. Sometimes it's just the next day that offers us that fresh start. And if the next day of tomorrow feels like it's too far away, you always have the next hour to reset. to restart. And if an hour feels like it's too long, it's too far away, we have the next minute. We need to make the choice to reset and restart. If a minute feels like a long time, we have the next breath. We have inhale in and exhale out to help us restart. We can trust that with each new beginning, though we are resetting and realigning, we still bring with us all of the wisdom, all of the knowledge that we have gained from before. Our inner teacher continues to guide us even as we reset, even in that new beginning. So we might find a fresh start. We don't lose anything in that process. Maybe other than letting go of stories and narratives that no longer serve us. In each new beginning, creating new space for new experiences, new connections, new relationships, new understanding. And so as you feel into your breath and into your body and into this moment, you can either stay exactly as you are or maybe start to bring some small movement back in. Feel free to use an inhale and reach your hands overhead into a full body stretch. And then on your exhale, maybe bring your hands directly to your heart. Or of course, if you prefer to end your practice from the seat, you can tip to your left or to your right. And eventually press your way up to a tall spine. We take this last moment of our practice, this last pause together, as an opportunity to recognize the time and intention that you devoted to you, your body, your breath, and your practice. You recognize your choice to begin your day in this way, acknowledging what a gift that is to yourself. You also honor the ancient roots of this practice, the practice that brings us together as a virtual community so that we can move together even when we are apart. And in honor of this practice, we breathe together one more time in through the nose. And one more time out of the mouth, let your exhale release all the way. May yoga offer us a path to compassion, and may our practices serve as our teachers, leading us to live more authentically and love more deeply each and every day. Thank you so much for showing up this morning for yourself and for the rest of this community. And namaste.